What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Sav Show. My name is Savilian. Today I'm talking about my new EP. Woo! Let's go. So today my new EP comes out. It is called The People's Champ. It is 5 tracks. I am going back to some of my boom bap roots on this project. And today I just wanted to talk about it, man. I just wanted to talk about my project. I wanted to talk about kind of, what led to here, some of the history behind it. I want to talk about the project. So if you're a fan of me, if you're a fan of my music, this one is going to be fun. I'll try to keep it relatively efficient. So let's dive straight in. So my last project was released in the end of 2015, the Poltergeist EP, 4 tracks produced by Curran. Now, in the meantime, I have released a couple of other projects collaboratively with Ruku. That was a Brody EP mixtape back in like 2017, and then the Dutch Boys EP in 2021. However, yeah, this is my first solo project in 8 years. Last one being Poltergeist EP. And, I'd kind of gone down the path, like a lot of artists, I'd gone down the path of just releasing singles. We were kind of convinced and told that was the way to do it by, certain voices in the industry or just kind of like, how ideas kind of gather momentum. And, this idea of like the album is dead, the project is dead, just release EPs or at least do the waterfall strategy kind of thing, that had gathered momentum to the point where I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what I'll do. I'll just release singles because, people don't have the attention or, they don't have the attention span for a whole project. So I'm just going to release singles. And that's what I did. I released a bunch of singles over the last 8 years. Guap, Pote, Tainted, I was a part of. Cheddar, I was a part of. Credit Crunch, Playoffs, Amen. The list goes on. I've released a lot of music, but all just kind of like individual moments in time. And I wrote on my Instagram post that'll be out today, like basically talking about the release. I kind of mentioned that, these singles I put out they kind of lacked direction. They kind of lacked a motivation. They kind of lacked a vision. They were just like, shots in the dark. And whilst that's not necessarily a bad thing, they're like mini bets. They're like little bets. Like, is this working? Is that working? Is this working? Is that working? The bottom line is that it was kind of visionless and directionless and rudderless and lacked that directive, lacked that kind of like clear objective. And what I've kind of come to realize is, I kind of have seen that. I've recognized that. And I guess with this project, I wanted to get back to a little bit of the direction, be who I am, stand on my own 2 feet as an artist, and commit to something, commit to a vision, commit to a long-term objective. And now that I'm starting to see my vision and my purpose a lot clearer, it is making sense as to kind of what the music is meant to look like in order to align with that vision. And, in quick summary, it basically means that, quick synopsis of the vision that I'm working toward is, I've been to a lot of places over the last 12 years, 14 years, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I've been to a lot of places, right? I've seen some shit. I've had a lot of different journeys and little experiences and I've almost fallen off the fucking tracks a bunch of times. And I have collected a lot of ideas and wisdom and thoughts and knowledge and experiences in that time. And I basically just want to start putting that into my music so that a younger version of me can potentially pick that up and go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Or this thing that I'm going through makes sense. Or like that way of looking at the world or kind of like that perspective to deal with this particular situation makes sense. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I've finally learned how to be a really good friend to myself, and I want to put more of that into my music so that other people can learn potentially how to do that as well. So I guess that's a bit of an idea of kind of what this project means to me and where it's kind of going. So the idea of People's Champ actually came about when I was training for my fight in November last year. Now, I'd kind of walk around like this every day. I'd come home and Ruku would be like, "What's going on, champ?" And we'd take the piss a little bit because I'm like, I'm not a fighter. I'm a martial arts enthusiast. I love martial arts. I love the idea of being a fighter. But I'm not in the same headspace that, I mean, who knows? Maybe I might be one day, but I don't consider myself a fighter, right? So, it was just funny. Like I'd come home and I'm doing this thing that like is so not me, fighting martial arts, a boxing match, and Ruku would be like, "What's going on, champ?" And we ended up having this like little running joke throughout the fight camp of me being the champ, the people's champ, because like win, lose or draw, I was showing up, and I was showing up for myself, and I was showing up for the people that I loved, and that idea started to take on a life of its own, where it didn't matter, the actual fight didn't matter. It was a vehicle for me to explore myself and learn about myself and become a better friend to myself and start to be the man that I saw myself as being. So that's kind of where it came from, the People's Champ, just embodying this person that I know I am and can be, and just really stepping into those shoes in a wholehearted kind of way. So that's kind of where it came from, and I started writing a lot of the songs at the same time. So, I would go to work, I'd have my AirPods in, I'd be writing lyrics in my notes as I was walking to work, on the tram over to training, just in and around the pockets that I had to get through, whether it was like work, training, extra kind of like cardio and stuff that I was doing with myself. Whatever it was, I was finding time to like continue to write these songs, and they took on life as I was preparing for this fight. So, the lyrics are interwoven with references to the fight and becoming the People's Champ and stepping into my shoes as the People's Champ, and just some of the realizations I had along that journey. The production is bang on. I'm a fan of all the music on this. Shout out Gaz, who's a Geelong-based producer, who sent me a couple of the beats that I ended up using on this project, track 1 and track 4, and then a couple of YouTube beats, which I'm super fond of. All the features are fucking gold. Everyone I'm a fan of, like, Lee Monroe is an absolute OG, and his flow on track 2, Rappers Get Lonely 2, is just impeccable. Like the guy, that's a rapper's rapper right there. And whenever I've played his verse for other people, they've instantly gone, "Yo, who's that feature?" Like people are just fucking blown away by the flow and just how on point he is. And the dude is a professional, straight up and down. Been doing it for a minute, and you can tell because he just delivers. 30-30 singing that hook on Thick of It. I'm so glad that he came through with that, because I was not doing that song justice, and I needed a voice that I could trust to step up and sing on that, and 30 came through for me, and fuck, it just sounds unreal. Shout out to everyone on Buggin'. That Oz Rap Cypher is so slept on, and I can't wait until the rest of the country kind of comes around and hears it for what it is, an absolute masterpiece. And then track 5, Contorted. Ruku just has this nice, sexy little verse up front, and I get to sign it off in style. And I can't forget the fucking cover art, like People's Champ, my boy Jack. He absolutely nailed it. And yeah, I'm so grateful that he kind of like put his brilliance on the project in the way that he did. It just reeks of class. And yeah, I'm so happy with how it turned out. Anyway, yeah, really proud of myself for finishing this project. It's only the beginning. I feel like there's a lot more to be said, and I'm going to say it. But it's just nice to finish a project and release it to the world and be doing that again. And I hope that everyone can enjoy it the way it was meant to be enjoyed. And I hope that everyone can understand and dig into the lyrics and the references and feel some kind of way about it. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you get to listen to the People's Champ, and I hope you enjoy the project. And yeah, if you do, let me know. I would love to know. I would love to know what you liked and what you enjoyed, and yeah, what stood out to you. Anyway, go tune in, go stream that shit, go run it up, as they say. And yeah, I hope you appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to the Sav Show, guys. My name is Savilian, and I'll catch you next time. Let's go.